There's not a single pharmacy where I walk in that nobody knows me. Not because I'm a social butterfly. I actually don't go out. And my hands are full as a mom, homeschooling especially. I don't network a lot. However, because I've been teaching for 11 years total, and I've been everywhere, I've been a speaker everywhere. When I walk in a pharmacy, there's at least one student of mine, one graduate of mine, and some of them are pharmacists already. Okay, so I taught at CSN. I had to beg off at CSN. Then after that, they shut down the program, and they wanted to reopen the program, but that's a long process. And I'm fully with PIMA now, and I'm just devoted to community service and making a lot of references and resources for my students. Okay. So I've been a pharmacist since 1998. You can see that. So wow. I've been a pharmacist 22 years now. I graduated in the Philippines and then I transitioned here.
Oh, okay.
So it's a longer process because they have to test me on my English fluency even.
I know because of my
they don't realize that we teach or we learn English in school, and that our formal language is English, but our national language is Filipino, or Tagalog is a dialect. But the medium of instruction, I always tell them, you know, the reason why we speak English is because the medium of instruction in the Philippines is English. We don't learn in Tagalog. We learn science in English and all the other math in English as well. So I said it's no different. So anyway, so I've been teaching since 2010, and I've been a pharmacy director, program director for PIMA since 2016. I was awarded Top 100 Women of Las Vegas because of my community service. I wrote curriculum. I was asked by the Nevada Department of Education. They flew me to Reno a couple of times to write a curriculum for high school. So those high school who are technical, how do you call that? Technical and magnet schools. Yeah, they have pharmacy program, and I'm one of the authors of that curriculum. So yeah, because before 2020, they can take the board exam 90 days before high school graduation. So they benefited from that. And I have a student, one of the students coming in after this sequence actually took that program. He's fresh from high school. He's also Filipino, I believe so. And he said, but we got hit by the change on January 1st, 2020, because you cannot take the board exam anymore if you didn't come from an accredited program. So that's the difference. If they made it and took the test prior January 1st, they could have been pharmacy technicians right away after high school. But the change happened. So he said, I'm here in the program. I liked it so much, but I wasn't able to take the board exam. I said, okay, that's really cool. And he talked about how the program is. And I said, I was one of the authors of that curriculum for high school. So, and I'm always a speaker for many conferences. They always invite me because I'm so passionate, especially about preventing medication errors by mastering math. Okay, I'm so passionate about that. Not only because I'm passionate about math, but because I don't want medication errors. I don't want deaths or patients getting damaged or comatose because of wrong calculation. And it happens all the time. So I'm very, very passionate about that. And usually in July, I take off because I fly to different states to be a speaker. But this year it was online, and I was able to have my students join me in the conference. Okay. And then I told you I developed, I always put co-developer because I give credit to my student who actually built it. I trained him how to build it, and then he put it together for me. I told him the idea, and it was a great experience. And we named it CPhT Prep because it's a preparation for you to have the title Certified Pharmacy Technician. It's available in the Google Play Store and Amazon. And then the most recent one is the Master Teacher. And we have 100% pass rate on the board exam. So what do students do in the classroom? You know, you're part of the new normal. So I'd like to share with you what they do in the classroom if we're in the classroom. Of course, we do have lectures live. Okay, the class is 4 hours for the morning and 4 hours at night. The only difference at night is they don't have Fridays. So they have longer weekends, okay? But each sequence for them is 7 weeks. So it seems longer, okay? The curriculum is exactly the same. The final exam is the same. The quizzes may be different and your instructors are different. It's the only thing, okay? But I make sure that the night, since I'm the morning instructor and I'm the lead instructor, I make sure that the night follow the curriculum, okay? So this is what it looks like in the classroom. If you haven't visited the campus, this is our actual classroom. I got so much compliment from our ABHES specialist and surveyor about this library, because I keep these books. Even if they're old, I said, I'm so sorry, they're not updated. And he said, it's okay, but you have the most important ones, even the old ones. I said, yep, I love books. So I told you, as much as I like the ebook, I had to create a hard copy book of my own book on Amazon because I'm a person. So anyway, this is how our pharmacy looks like if you haven't been in there. So this is like a pretend retail setting, but it also overlaps as a hospital setting, okay? And then this is an example of a retail setting where the students are doing insurance billing. This is a role play wherein one student is having difficulty speaking English or not an English speaker, so came with a caregiver or a family member translating. But this is an example of an insurance billing. We have computers that simulate real pharmacy softwares, okay? And this is a hospital setting or a compounding setting, like doing IVs, etc. This is a student who's actually garbing. And then this is an example of a non-sterile compounding setting wherein we make lotions, creams, ointments, gummy bears, inhalers, medication sticks. So all of this we cover, okay? And this is part of the old normal. So what's the new normal? The new normal is you take your lectures or your didactic classes online with me, and then once a class is required skills or labs, you're scheduled to go to the campus. We follow social distancing and we follow the 1:8 instructor to student ratio. It's small. So you cannot say, oh, she's not giving me enough attention. No, okay? 1 instructor to 8 students. So there will be no more than 9 people in that big classroom. Our classroom is big. This classroom is actually bigger than some small pharmacies, okay? And I run it like a real pharmacy. I'll make the phone ring, and if nobody picks up, then you have a problem. Somebody has to pick up the phone because pharmacy has phones and you have to pick up. A prescription will come out, a prescription needs to be filled, etc., etc. So if I'm there, I'm the pharmacy manager, or Miss J is a pharmacy manager or pharmacist in duty. Since I'm staying online, Miss J will be the pharmacy manager right now. That's the new normal. Do we leave you alone? No, never. Okay? Do we leave you just doing things on your own? No. Once you get to the campus, you'll have more hands-on and more integration, even if this is the new normal. Be much transitioned right away, okay? I'm one of those instructors who didn't panic very much when the transition happened because I have my lectures recorded. I told you, not because I knew what was going to happen, but because of my experience losing my voice during that time I was covering. So it was a blessing in disguise. I have some backup that I didn't have to panic, but 90% of the instructors don't have that. So they had to build the courses from scratch online, okay? And then I'm very happy with my team in the person of Miss J and Mr. Seisa at night. We all don't like to take off. We love what we do. And that's another like benefit for you. But I should be taking off soon because they're asking me to, and I'm not gaining any PTO. Miss J covers the online classes when I take off, but she still continues to do labs. But this is how the lab looks like, just so you know. Externship, you need to go to 2 externship sites, okay? A total of 240. But of course, during pandemic, it's hard to get externship sites sometimes, okay? We still try for students to do a total of 240, even if we're approved only 75% of that, or 180 hours. I talked to career services and I said, what are we gonna do? And Ms. Laura and I agree that you still should do 240 hours. Why? When it's less than that, the pharmacy is having a hard time hiring you. They wanted you to stay longer in their pharmacy for you to be trained more so that they could offer you the job. If it's shorter, they don't feel it's enough.